Well guys, welcome back to the channel. You know, I don't know about you. Bend at the knees. Here's something in the back. But I've about had it with fuel cans. So I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're a lot like me. You've got a lot of small engines on your property. You know, lawnmowers, chainsaws, generators, weed eaters, water pumps, side-by-sides. Am I leaving anything out? Point is, there's a lot of things that need fuel. They need gas. You know, you can't just drive those, you can't just drive a chainsaw to the gas station. So you need fuel on your property. You need a supply of fuel. And you know, all we have are, you know, well, most of us, all we have are those little 5-gallon fuel cans. And there's a ton of varieties of them. You know, the ones I have currently, I do like them. They're not bad, but a lot of the new stuff's got that safety stuff on it. And they don't pour fuel right. It's you make a mess when you're pouring fuel. You know, on top of that, typically you only get 5 or 10 gallons at a time. Most of us only have a couple cans. And I could buy more cans and then, you know, have several gallons of fuel on hand. But I really don't want to mess with those little cans anymore. I've been looking for an alternative. The other part of this is I run non-ethanol fuel in all of my small engines. If it's in a can or a secondary can, if it doesn't drive on the road, it gets non-ethanol fuel. I advise you to do the same thing. This ethanol fuel is what kills your small engines. So with that being said, you can't just buy non-ethanol fuel at any gas station. You have to find the gas stations that sell non-ethanol fuel. Sometimes they call them Rack 90. Sometimes they just call it non-ethanol fuel. But not all gas stations sell it, and it costs more. So being that we already live out in the boondocks, adding to that to go to an actual gas station that sells non-ethanol, it's a bit of a drive. So, you know, you want to limit the amount of time you're spending driving to the fuel station, because that costs gas too to go there and get fuel. And the last thing you want to do is run out of fuel right when you're in the middle of a project. There's nothing worse. So I think I found a solution. What's in this box is a Vevor 35-gallon fuel transfer tank. So let me get this thing out of the box, get it put together, and we'll go over what it is. It appears that this thing made the trip okay. All right, so this is actually not something new to me. I've actually used similar equipment to this throughout my career. And basically this is a self-contained fuel transfer tank. So this thing holds 35 gallons of fuel, and it comes with a pump. And that pump can be used to siphon or dispense. It doesn't necessarily have to be just a dispensing machine. And it's portable. Boy, those wheels are nice. I hate to geek out on the wheels, but that's like a nice hard rubber that, you know, it's not going to go flat. They really, I mean, those things really stand out. Okay, geeking out over some tires here. We got a bunch of parts we're gonna have to install. That's nice too. The hose feels a nice flexible hose. I was worried about the hose if it was going to be some sort of cheap plastic That's gonna wear out quick, but no, that's a nice hose. Let's get this stuff all unboxed here. Looks like this is our pump. Got some instructions. It even has a fuel gauge on it, which I think is kind of neat. That way you can see how much fuel's in your tank. So I'm looking forward to trying this out, and instead of, you know, taking fuel cans and running them to the gas station. Nice set of locking swivel casters for the front. I like to separate parts. Put something like this together. Kind of get an idea of what I got. I can usually figure out how something goes together. So I need to thread these casters in, right? And they swivel. But if you lock them, it locks the whole mechanism, swivel and all. The wheels don't turn, the swivel doesn't turn, and then you can just thread these in. Just like so. Alright guys, that wasn't too painful at all. Didn't take very long. The instructions are not great on this thing, but they do have pictures and it's pretty self-explanatory. So it wasn't too bad. So that's it. It's a nice portable 35-gallon unit. So what do you say we take it on its maiden voyage? I got a couple cables ties I'm going to put on here. We'll take it on its maiden voyage and go fill this bad boy up with some highly overpriced non-ethanol fuel. And I'm thinking we'll get 30 to 35 gallons. I'm not sure yet. If I want to fill it all the way up to the top, I kind of want to leave some room for expansion. I mean, tank feels pretty solid. The wheels are nice. Not a bad unit at all. Kind of curious about this. Oh yeah, that's got good suction on that pump. So, stinks. right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. It works great, so that's a win. Overall, I mean, it's built pretty good. It's a tank, right? Like how much what are we looking for here? Everything works the way it should, though. No leaks. It did have a little bit of a leak when I was pumping the fuel. I'm not sure where it's coming from yet, so we'll look at that. It might just be something needs tightened. I'm not real worried about it because it didn't leak a lot. Filled this side-by-side up real quick. I did actually spill some fuel filling this up, but it was because I wasn't paying attention. But if I was paying attention, all my fuel would have gone right into the side-by-side, and it's much easier than trying to get a tank up there. So anyways, that's going to wrap this one up. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in one of these. They do have them in different colors and sizes. I think there's a smaller one, but check it out if you're interested. Now I just need to figure out my diesel situation. So leave a comment down below on if you have any ideas for a diesel tank. So see you guys in the next video.